Hello, basement dwellers and scrufftards. Welcome to the war zone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And this is going to be my second video on this specific topic. The fact that it does appear as if Ukraine will win the artillery war in 2025. And of course, the way things are moving forward, it does look like it is damn near guaranteed that Ukraine will have an artillery advantage should the war continue into 2026. So what is all of this based on? Well, we talked about this before, but uh, recently it's come back into the news that we're moving in this direction, and as you can see here, as posted by Anton Gerashenko, quoting Czech sources here, this initiative decreased the efficiency of Russian artillery by 500%, and the ratio it went down from a 10-1 in Russian favor to 2-1. And right, so Russia used it used to be that for every Ukrainian artillery shell fired, Russia fired 10. Now, for every Ukrainian shell fired, Russia fires 2. Right? Massive decrease in Russian artillery capability. And this is not only due to Ukraine receiving more guns and receiving more ammunition, it's also in combination with Ukraine being so good at finding and striking Russian artillery locations, right? Ukraine is outperforming the Russians in the artillery duel. And as we can see here, the Czech Initiative will deliver to Ukraine in 2025 1.8 million shells, right? That is a huge number. 1.8 million artillery shells delivered to Ukraine in 2025. And this will, of course, allow Ukraine to maintain artillery barrages aimed at Russian advances and aimed at Russian defensive positions. And to highlight my point, here you have the recent numbers from Ukraine. 12th of May 2025, 48 artillery pieces for that day, and it's been the same previous days as well. And you can see here, Russia's lost almost 28,000 artillery systems, right? Ukraine is extremely capable in the artillery duel, finding Russian artillery pieces and taking them out. And this is, of course, why the Russian artillery advantage has shrunk from 10-1 to a 2-1, in combination with Ukraine effectively hitting Russian ammunition depots, and in combination with Ukraine receiving more and more ammunition that allows them to keep up barrages, and also they receive more and more artillery pieces from abroad and being built domestically. And this is really crucial. So we've been talking about the 1.8 million artillery shells Ukraine will receive during 2025. Take a look at this. Ukraine expects 3 million artillery shells from its allies in total. Right? So beyond the Czech ammunition initiative, you will receive another 1.2 million artillery shells. So you will have in total 3 million artillery shells being provided to Ukraine from its allies. And this is really significant because, as we all know, we have heard the number of 3 million artillery shells being produced by Russia floating around in the media, right? And now that those numbers have been misrepresented. In 2025, Europe will produce 2,155,000 artillery shells, the standard artillery shell for NATO forces. And in the United States, they will produce 1,155 millimeter artillery shells. And that is that specific shell. Then you have smaller artillery pieces, you have mortars and everything like that, right? So the total in ammunition used for indirect fire is much larger, but 155 millimeter shells is what we're talking about. So what is this? Is the standard Russian artillery shell? It's the 152 millimeter shell. And take a look at this. Russian industry has reported to the Russian Ministry of Defense that it expects to increase the 152 millimeter production, the main artillery round used by Russia, from around 1 million in 2023 to 1.3 million rounds over the course of 2024. Right? 1.3 million rounds of the main artillery shell. Meanwhile, in the West, they produce 3 million of their main artillery shell, their main artillery round. So where does the 3 million artillery shells from Russia, where does that number come from? Well, it comes from that you also have 800,122 millimeter rounds being produced. And then you put in mortar rounds and everything. And like it says here, take a look. Russian overall artillery production is likely to plateau at 3 million rounds per year of all natures, including multi-launch rocket systems. And that includes artillery shells of all types, mortar rounds, and rockets. That is how you reach 3 million rounds per year for the Russians. And now Ukraine will also receive 3 million shells of various types to conduct indirect fire. Right? So Russia has lost the massive artillery advantage. Now they're also losing the ammunition advantage. Ukraine and Russia will both have 3 million rounds of indirect fire ammunition available in 2025 going into 2026. So Russia is quite clearly and very evidently losing this war of attrition. Russia is growing weaker and weaker, and Ukraine is growing stronger and stronger. And on top of that, Ukraine is increasing the production of its own domestic Bodana self-propelled howitzer. They used to build around 20 a month, then it was pushed up to 30. Rumors says maybe around 40 at present, 40 Bodana self-propelled howitzers per month. And on top of that, they have received a whole lot of self-propelled guns from the West, including Archers, Caesars, guns from Britain, from the United States. They will also receive 18 brand new Archers late 2025, early 2026. The French are committed to assist Ukraine, and they provide spare parts and fresh barrels for all. They have given Ukraine well over 70 Caesar self-propelled guns at this point, and they allow Ukraine to maintain them and provide them with fresh barrels and what have you. Of course, this is also something that gives Ukraine a huge advantage. Russia has lost a lot of its modern artillery, a lot of its effective artillery, and they have to bring in old stockpiles of towed guns built in the 60s and 70s and even back in the 50s. Powerful, capable, but static. They can't move. So once Ukraine finds them, it's easy to call in artillery or call in drone strikes to destroy those static guns that needs several minutes to set up in place, and then if you want to move them, it takes just as long to pack it all together and get it moving again. These wheeled howitzers, they can set up in 2 minutes, and then you can have a shot on target. The Archer, for instance, it only needs 20 seconds, if that, to get into position and start firing. And the same amount to pack everything together and get moving. So that clearly gives Ukraine a huge edge in the artillery duel, and that is what we're seeing in the statistics, with Russia losing this 10-to-1 advantage, having reduced it now to 2-to-1. On top of that, Western artillery ammunition has better range, since it's larger, 155 compared to 152. It has better range and also better effect, both when well, there's more shrapnel in the Western artillery ammunition, so there's a greater chance to hit, maim, and kill enemy soldiers compared to Russian counterparts. We've already talked about shoot and scoot, that Western vehicles are more mobile. They're quicker to set up, they can open fire much faster, and so on. Massive advantage for the Ukrainians in that regard. And all of this combined is so incredibly crucial for one very specific purpose or reason. That is that indirect fire is responsible for 75 to 80% of all casualties in war. And this has been true for over 100 years, for 150 years. Artillery kills the most enemies. Not gunfire, machine guns, or anything like that. It is artillery that causes the most casualties. So as you can imagine, if Russia loses that 10-to-1 advantage, they have lost their main weapon against Ukraine. And Ukraine is almost on parity with Russia in the artillery duel, in the artillery war. And if artillery is the cause of 80% of all casualties, I mean, having reduced the enemy's ability to inflict casualties on you, while you steadily increase your capabilities and now are almost outperforming the enemy in the artillery duel, in the artillery war, I mean, that is a clear indication that the war is slowly but surely turning in Ukraine's favor. Ukraine is so close to actually outperforming Russia in the artillery war, and that is a massive thing considering the amount of casualties that artillery is responsible of. So we're just going to have a simple image here to highlight why this is so important. So if you have a 100 by 100 square and you want to launch artillery at the enemy in that square, infantry out in the open, you say you need on average 1 ton of artillery ammunition to have great effect on infantry in this area, right? If they're in a small ditch or whatever, you need 2 tons. If those troops are in cover, simple cover. If they are in a foxhole, you need 4 tons of artillery ammunition to hit them, right? If they are in a proper trench and a bunker, you need 20 tons of artillery ammunition to have good effect on the infantry in this square area. Now, so we need to keep in mind that Ukraine has increased its artillery capacity with ammunition, and Russia has decreased its capability to fight the artillery war by going from a 10-to-1 advantage to a 2-to-1 advantage. Meanwhile, Ukraine has mobile, fast-firing artillery pieces that are difficult for Russia to attack and hit and find. So, I mean, just imagine, Russia is being reduced, having reduced effect on this scale. Since they have lost that 10-to-1 advantage, they're moving down the scale And if you only have 10 tons of artillery rounds available, then the guys in the trenches, the Ukrainians, their chances to survive increase. Meanwhile, we're seeing Ukraine having an increase in ammunition capacity and artillery capacity overall, with more guns and more ammunition. That means Ukraine's ability to inflict casualties on the Russians, it's steadily growing, because Ukraine now has the ability to launch all of these shells at the Russians hiding in the trenches. Meanwhile, Russia has less ammunition and less guns to deal damage to the Ukrainians in their trenches, right? So it's quite clear that in 2025, Ukraine may actually win the artillery war, and in 2026, I think it does appear as if it is almost guaranteed that Ukraine will have the advantage in the artillery war. That's all I have for you this time around. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. As always, go po march, Ukraine, and give them hell.